Virgo, good morning. Welcome to this General Sun Moon Rising reading. So, I'm going to change the format of my readings. Hitherto, I've been really focused on love, touched on career, touched on finances, but I'm going to kind of split it up. First of all, we're going to get what you should be focused on. Okay, what is the universe asking you to focus on? What is it asking you to focus on? Oh, the moon card. Focused on rest, listening to your intuition, listening to your dreams. They're trying to tell you something here. Okay. It would seem here that you are harboring some kind of deep emotion. Okay. Some of this could be going right back from childhood. Okay. The situation you're in, well, your life at the moment, you're not clear on which way you're going to go. Okay, so there is a kind of doing a bit of introspect, okay, and figuring out actually what you want from relationships, what you want out of your work. What are you willing to do? There is kind of a new journey opening up here, but it seems you're very, very uncertain. Some of you are looking for certainty. It's kind of like let your imagination run wild and keeping within the bounds of finances and practicality, you know, figuring out what you can achieve and what you can't. Okay, it's one thing having a great imagination, but at this moment, there are some things out of your reach. Okay, and it's kind of like setting realistic goals, in your life and taking things day by day, because the moon card to me is all about looking after the little things, looking after the day-to-day basis of your life, bills, work, etc. And the rest should start to fall into place. But here there seems to be some kind of drifting. What is your energy? Okay, what is your energy this week? It's a Pisces energy, by the way. Two of Pentacles. Okay, that card showed up in the Taurus reading. All right, so if you're dealing with a Taurus, fine. It doesn't matter if you're not, it's just that energy. You should be focused on balance, making decisions, like I said with this moon card, in relationship to your finances, putting things in priority, paying immediate bills, necessary bills, but focusing on getting back your balance. It would seem here that you're trying to handle too much all at once. Okay, it would seem here you're trying to get your independence. You're struggling to get your independence. Okay, you're feeling trapped in some areas of your life. All right, and in a relationship, you kind of feel very confined. What are your priorities? What do you want from this relationship? hmm There's decisions here between your immediate situation and the situation you want to put yourself in. It's like a transitional thing. There's an opportunity there for you. It's like, despite the kind of chemistry there, the enthusiasm, it's your goals with this person are not achievable yet. Okay, there's things that are very, very unclear at the moment. What are your feelings about this person? Well, there's a huge desire. There is a huge desire. Be very careful with this desire of wishful thinking. Do you see what I mean about things that are not practically within your reach at the moment? You do have a lot of feelings for this person. Hmm. Maybe some of those feelings are getting out of control from the universe's point of view. This is basically saying that the need to get control of your emotions. Okay, maybe you're making decisions purely on emotions. You're being driven by desire and emotions. The universe is saying perhaps you need to be a bit more practical about it. Okay, there is an ending here of some kind. Okay, the situation is going to finish as it is, at least karmically. Okay, but with an ending, this Ten of Swords, there's like a new beginning. If you're waiting for communication, it looks like you're going to get it, but the path you want to pursue, the person you want to go after, it's going to come at a price. Their energy, very changeable energy. Mm. They're trying to improve their lot. I mean, their energy towards you is they do want improvements. They're trying best. If they've been holding back, they're kind of giving way to their feelings. They want success with you. They want a relationship with you, but it's the level of that relationship that they want that differs from yours. They're much more slowly on the approach. Okay, they're trying to make some decisions of their own. They want to be with you, but they're also having to sacrifice something here. They've got split loyalties. They've got dependents. Wow. Well, and kind of getting where it's leading to is it's going to be a struggle. You're going to have to fight for it and be prepared to overcome the challenges. There's also a bit of an acceptance here with this Nine of Wands. There's some aspects about this relationship, could be finances, property, children, or whatever, that just can't be changed. It's accepting this not on a true committal level, but on a level that you can at least work with. And the question is, are you willing to give it a go? Mm. There's a major judgment call here. This decision will come with repercussions, whatever way you decide. If basically what the universe is saying, if you can handle the repercussions, you two, then fine. If you can't, you seriously need to reconsider, because this is a complicated situation. It's not just about you two. Okay, let's see what's going on with your work. Let's see what's going on with your work, with your career. Well, that flipped. You're going to be cutting some ties here to go after something better. If you're leaving a place of work, it's not necessary to leave under a cloud. Leave, go with grace, go with dignity, despite what's happened. Okay. Well, you're on the verge of getting your success in work, but there's going to have to be some effort. You're on the verge of finding the perfect work for you. Don't give up. You may need to grow your own business to be truly happy. So there might be some fears about this. To a lot of people, when you mention working for yourself, okay, it envisages all sorts of imaginary imagination and possibilities. You know, it does invoke fear. It's a big step working for yourself, especially when you You know, when other people pay as you earn have been responsible for paying your taxes. This is taking on true responsibility. Now, when I lost my job a long while ago, okay, and I went into tarot, I'm now responsible for my taxes, filling in all sorts of forms, the legalities of it, because, even with as tarot readers, we've got certain obligations to protect not only us but you. Okay, hence, you know, in the information, this is why some tarot readers put disclaimers in. See what I mean? It's to protect everybody. But this great match, yeah, a lot of you are about to find the work that you're destined to do, and it will bring you a lot of success, but it's going to require a lot of effort, a lot of patience. And I'm picking up here, your reputation will be a good one. It's up to you. Reputations are fantastic, but they have to be built on trust of it. But it would seem here that you are energetically on the road to finding a new vocation in your life, one that you feel suited to. I believe the Chinese have a saying, if you're doing something you truly believe in, you're not really working. A bit like me with this tarot. The tarot is me. I am tarot, and I don't feel like I'm working, but it's fantastic. Yep. There's a fresh start. Balance is the key. Okay. Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius energy. I mean, Sagittarians hate stagnation. They like innovation. They're innovators. They're leaders. Some of them love the possibility of a challenge. But yeah, some of you are in work though. You're working to live, and you're working several hours a week. Some of you, 80% of your life is work. There's no home life hardly, to make ends meet. This is finding a job where you can balance your home life with your career, okay, and being at peace with it. This is not about being a job where you're working 120 hours a week and stuff like this. It's not only very tiresome, there's no enjoyment in that. You may have to take a cut in wages. You may have to reorganize your wants and needs with finances and that. But with this, it's in general, it's a much happier energy. I mean, I'll never become a millionaire being a tarot reader, but I've got enough to suit my needs. It could well, for some of you, mean dropping your ideal standards, but there is a fresh start here available, okay, in Korea. Where there's much more balance, much more harmony. Wow. Let's see what's going on with your finances. Let's see what's going on with your finances. Or sudden loss of finances. Be very careful of too good to be true investments. Okay, you've hit rock bottom. Some of you are out of a job, but you can pick yourself up with a bit of patience. Okay, there's a new beginning. The old ways and old attitudes. Maybe some of you have been a bit frivolous, but there's a sudden unexpected build here with your finances. Okay, I'm picking a sudden loss up for some of you. Just be very careful of where you put your money and what you invest it in. Wow. What else? Stepping outside your comfort zone. Okay, you can improve your finances, okay, by thinking outside the box, stepping outside your comfort zone. Maybe you've been too generous with your finances, buying people drinks, buying expensive gifts. Ooh, yeah. The Ten of Swords is a stop doing it. Why didn't I listen to my intuition? Stepping outside your comfort zone. Ooh. Saving up for a new home. young people fleeting the nest, buying your first home. It's going to require a lot of work, but you can pick yourself out of this with some patience and focus, okay, with your finances. Just be aware of people trying to, you know, talk you out of your hard-earned cash. All right. Some of you have perhaps been a bit frivolous, too generous without thinking. Okay, this is saying think what you're doing. It's nice to be generous, okay. Nobody likes a miser, but you can overstep the mark by being too generous. This is saying get control of your finances. Okay. You might have to return and take up a job that you don't like doing, but it is a pick me up. All right. But however you do it, you can get yourself out of it. That's it for now. Bye bye until next week.